Okay, Asus, AMD, Nvidia, let's have a conversation. So laptop reviewers everywhere are raving about the new Zephyrus G15, this thing that I have in my hands right here. And for good reason, because it's a really awesome laptop. Unfortunately, when it comes down to its VR performance or lack thereof, it leaves a lot to be desired. You see, because this thing was pretty much everything I wanted in a laptop. Small, lightweight, powerful, really great display for editing, gaming, and everything in between. But when I plugged in my Rift S right here, sorry, I'm about to knock my Coke over, there was no signal. It was just a black display. So I did what anybody else would. I went and I scoured Google and YouTube for solutions, and I did the basic troubleshooting stuff with the Oculus, trying to reinstall the drivers even though it was just a fresh install. Making sure everything's up to date and whatnot, and still had no luck with it. So I did the next best thing. I went to everybody's favorite tech support forum, Reddit, to try to search for some solutions. And on top of very few YouTube videos and some of the stuff I found on Reddit, there was a few workarounds, but I couldn't even get those working, and if I could, it's really not something that I should have to do with a almost $2,000 laptop. Upon going into the Reddit forums, I learned that I'm not the only person having this issue. In fact, if you've tried to run VR on this laptop, you've most certainly had the exact same problems I have. Fortunate for Quest users, it seems like you can do a little workaround to get it streaming wirelessly and actually get some kind of competent experience out of it somewhat. But for Rift S users that have to plug directly into this thing, I've had no luck getting it to work. So why is this happening? Well, to make a long story short, I'm gonna try to do my best to explain this. I'm not good at this type of thing, but for those of you who don't know, your CPU and your graphics card are like the two main components pushing these games' graphics out to your face. Every computer has a CPU, but not every computer has a dedicated graphics card for high-end gaming. So what these CPU manufacturers will do is they'll give you integrated graphics or system on a chip, something along those lines. And this allows you to run your 3D programs and some light gaming on top of your CPU's mobile processing unit and not have to have a beefy graphics card for this type of thing. And having this integrated graphics in your CPU is a benefit to gaming laptops as well, because you don't always need that beefy graphics card running in the background at all times. So when you're doing something light like browsing or running some programs that aren't very intensive, your graphics card, or at least in the case of these laptops, will switch over from your dedicated graphics card over to the CPU's graphics card. I say graphics card in air quotes, it's not really a graphics card, but for the simplicity of the video, it switches over to the CPU's graphics. And the benefit to this is you get a computer that runs really cool, quiet, and efficient. It saves on battery life because it's not having to use this beefy graphics card to run the non-intensive stuff, and you get better battery life as a result. So for everyday productivity, it's better to have it be able to toggle onto this thing to save your battery life when you're not gaming. Unfortunately, what seems to be the case from everything I've seen in this laptop is, so from everything that I've researched, the only conclusion I've came to is that the laptop can't figure out whether it's supposed to be using the CPU's graphics card or the dedicated graphics card, which is leading to a bunch of problems. Not just in virtual reality, but for the sake of this video, that's what we're nailing home here. So I was getting a black display, nothing was showing on my Rift S at all. I was able to brute force my way into forcing the computer to use the graphics card by disabling the Radeon graphics from the CPU in the device manager and then enabling it again, kind of like a hard reset type of deal. And I could actually get the Rift S to display and take me to the Oculus Home, but I couldn't get into any games that way for some reason. And the whole time I was in Oculus Home, I was getting this warning across my screen saying that my laptop wasn't powerful enough. My PC's minimum specs didn't meet the requirements, which obviously isn't true, because if you go into GeForce Experience, it says that it's completely VR ready. And I'm kind of starting to feel like this was a really huge oversight. At the time of me purchasing this laptop, I had to purchase it and then wait for it to get shipped out and all that. There was no reviews whatsoever talking about the VR experience on this laptop. I couldn't find anybody troubleshooting it or anything. It just didn't exist at the time. I couldn't find a single laptop reviewer talking about the VR experience of the Zephyrus S, and I watched a lot of reviews on this laptop before I bought it. And it really, really sucks, because otherwise It's a really great laptop. This is a huge issue I'm having that I feel like I shouldn't be. This has to be able to be fixed in software or something, right? Through a BIOS update or maybe a driver update. I don't know. I don't have a big audience to kind of push this message across, but this video right here is the best thing I can do. So this kind of serves this two purpose. A cautionary tale of anybody looking to pick this thing up. You're gonna have issues with VR, and just kind of like an outcry to NVIDIA, Asus, and AMD, and whoever else would be involved in this situation to just say, hey, we can't play VR on this thing. Can you please get this thing working? That would be great. I really hope that there's a solution to this problem, because right now my options are sell my VR headset and not do VR, or buy something else, or take the laptop back, which I can't even do because I'm out of the window of time to be able to return this thing to Best Buy anyways. It really sucks, man. I had a lot going on in the background. I wanted to make a new video kind of just showcasing my setup and enjoying this laptop as a daily driver since I got rid of my desktop in my last desktop, but this has really put a damper on things. I really hope this issue with virtual reality on this laptop can get worked out. If you're using this yourself and you've managed to get the Rift S or any other headset working, share your experiences, or if you didn't get it working, still comment below. Let's do our best to get this message heard and try to figure out this problem with this laptop, man, because at the end of the day, I'm just a dude wanting to play some VR on this new toy. And that's all I got, guys. Go check out my other VR content and gaming stuff if that stuff might interest you. And but most of all, just try to get this video out there. And let's just try to figure this thing out, man. It's been T. See ya.